And again, it's absolutely light, so I guess one more round.
Chicken in a pot. Why would you put chicken in a pot? I don't know. It's like a future samosa.
This is chili paneer without garlic. Absolutely tasty.
Check out this color. This is very unlike anything for a beer. Wow. It's like meat and beer together.
Ready to.
Bengaluru has come quite far over the years in building a brew culture. Microbreweries are on the rise and master brewers are always thinking of innovating new flavors. Well, something good has always been cooking at Xoox, and we wanted to find out how this establishment has been able to stay on top of the game.
Okay, the whole idea behind the space was to create something a little extra than the ordinary. So we arrived, or let's say, at this acronym called XO, which stood for extraordinary. To complete the symmetry and to add a little bit of fun in the name, or to add a bit of zing, we completed the symmetry behind the name XO, adding OX, which became Extraordinary Experience Only. Hence the name XO, or as people call it, Xoox.
Half the time I don't understand these lingos of these millennials because I'm far too old to understand that things like XOXO and other things like, well, forget it. This place also has this XOXO, and apparently it means love and hugs. Ready to?
Not quite, because one, it's non-millennial, and two, it's actually named Xoox. Well, I too was mistaken. I first thought it was XOXO, then I thought it was some abstract form of noughts and crosses. But when I came here, I was informed that it was Xoox, and we got to get it right. But what's more important is I found that this place has the most amazing beer I've ever tasted, with different flavors of fruits, and they really know their food as well. So I thought, why not come here again and show you a little bit about what the food is like and what the beers are like.
So I'm going to be ready to have some beer belly, of course.
It doesn't matter, you'll like it. No matter the beer belly, you will like what you get here.
Let's check it out.
Even if you're indoors, the high ceiling makes you feel like you're entering a fine dining restaurant. But a glance brings you to the realization that the atmosphere is a casual one, and that's the way one would like it to be. In the evenings, the lights serve as wonderful embellishments. In the afternoon, it's natural light that makes your day. But once you spot the beer tap, there's only one way this day is going.
Take me to the place where it's beer o'clock. Just get me out of this office block, because it's time for beer o'clock. I don't know where we will stop, because I need that cool fizz.
Just when you sit down at a place like this that specializes in beer, you definitely need a beer guide, and we have that in the form of Vaibhav Anant. So thank you so much for joining us. So what are you going to surprise us with?
So basically, we do different sorts of beer styles and everything. So usually we focus on European styles of beers. Other than that, we also do something radical as well. So like we have a Japanese blonde. So it's a completely new, there's no something which is completely written out rule or something like that for this beer. It's a completely a radical style that we have created on our own.
So what do we start off with, Jervis?
I think we need to try each and every beer they have on offer here, since
Because
it's
we
so
wouldn't stop with one.
correct.
You should start tasting wise from the lighter side in terms of flavor. It doesn't matter what color it has, it doesn't matter how much percentage of alcohol it has. The reason for that is because when you taste a delicate beer, after a beer like a smoke amber that we have over here, which is strong characteristic. So after that, it completely dominates your palate.
I love apple cider. This is apple cider?
Yeah, that's the apple cider.
It's very, you feel quite distinguished from the other beer drinkers when you drink apple cider. It is crisp, it is very fruity, yeah. It's got that,
apple aroma.
yeah. It's like you're drinking a wine, but a much more fermented and a fizzy wine.
I'm going to try the next. What is that about?
So I would suggest the Japanese blonde ale because it's a very delicately balanced between malt and hops. So it goes down very well. It's very sessionable. and it cleanses out your palate. So it's something which you can drink throughout the day. That sort of a beer.
So here I go with this. You were right, it does taste much like the lager. Absolutely smooth when you drink it. It's unlike the regular beer that you have in town. And I also taste a bit of sake. I don't know whether it's my mind playing games.
Yeah, maybe the placebo effect, but there's nothing to sake. But yeah, of course, we have used Japanese sticky rice into it, which is the majority proportion, more than 50% of our malt bill, or grist we call it.
I want to try the one with coriander. I've already decided.
Yeah. So this one is a Hefeweizen. So it's a German wheat. So in this beer you get mango, you get banana, which is very prominent, and clove. But we haven't added anything. It's all coming from the yeast itself.
This is like the standard beer that you want to just keep drinking.
Yeah, and it's a wheat beer. It's very refreshing.
Yeah.
It goes down very well with the Indian climate as well.
I can taste the wheat, and it's one of the more
That
smoother.
biscuity characteristic
Yeah, one of the
that's
more
there.
smoother beers that you'll find. Like where you either find a beer with very light or very runny or very dry, and there's a sort of a thick sort of a texture to this wheat beer. It's not like the diluted beer that you get. So, this is one of my favorites.
So I'm all set for the one with
I would suggest
coriander.
the Belgian wheat. You can try it out. We have used two different sorts of orange peel, the bitter orange peel and the sweet orange peel, which gives the aroma and the citrusy notes to it, as well as the tangy taste, along with the floral coriander. So it gives that floral aroma of the coriander.
I'm a Tamil Iyer, so any Tamil Iyer would have a lot of coriander in their food, so I'm all set for this. I do not taste coriander, but like you said, there
on
is a
nose,
lot of,
The coriander is on the nose.
That's
On the
right.
taste wise, you get the tanginess of the citrus.
I get the tanginess of the citrus and yes, lots of this orange taste. And again, it's absolutely light, so I guess one more round. Now for the stronger section, right?
So you can try out the white IPA, which is new beer. I've designed it in such a way that the bitterness is there, but it's a refreshing bitterness. It doesn't linger in your throat. It doesn't stay over there. It comes out and it fills out very quickly as well.
I smell the fruity flavor. So it's pretty tangy in nature, but I guess it's not as tangy like the citric flavor that we are talking of, but then more of the raw mango flavor, and that's really nice. So you can go for the next.
Yeah, the next we have a citrus IPA. It's a typical American style IPA which has a lot of citrus hops into it, like a Xtra and other hops, which gives that citrusy notes, as well as we have little of guava into it because of the hops. We haven't added any fruit.
Check out this color. This is very unlike anything for a beer. It's a blend of like many things together.
Yeah.
I
That
really
burst
can't.
of aroma
Yeah,
comes out.
I really can't say. That is that, since I think you've already told me that there's guava, so that's the thing that's sticking in my head. Like so, and I really love guava. Again, the texture of the beer is just something that I really
It's
like.
very sessionable.
This sure was a lesson, and we were more high on words than the beer. But there was so much to taste from that we weren't complaining.
The next beer I would suggest Xoox Brown Ale for the reason because the smoked amber ale has very strong characteristics. Because we use toasted malt into it, which gives that toffee kind of a notes, as well as dark raisin.
I love it when it's strong, especially alcohol. Oh, it's way different from the rest of the beer that I
rest of it.
tasted. And as you said, yes, I taste the toffee, as well as I think a bit of the melody chocolate taste that you get. But other than that, I think it is quite strong and not as strong as he suggested.
It's times like these you're humbled by the knowledge you receive. But then the beer tastes better when you know what's in it. We were loving every sip of these potions and how this turned out to be a casual classroom.
Last but not the least.
What do we have here?
The smoked amber ale. So basically we use a malt which has been smoked by using beechwood chips. So it gives that smoky characteristic to it, and it reminiscent the taste of bacon.
Bacon. What's not to love about bacon? Wow. It's like meat and beer together. Yeah, it's not this regular hard on your throat or, it's more like a very filling beer. And it's like, I think everything that I've tasted right now is is satiable. It's very difficult for me to choose right now as to what is my favorite among this, but since you've given me the bacon last, I think this is the one that I'm going to go for.
White IPA would be first on my list, and I think the second would be Japanese blonde. But somehow I'm not in favor of the strong beer somehow. Though it is really warm and very nice, but there is a bitter aftertaste that I'm not really very fond of. But then in the light beer, there is this tinge of sweet that I really like, though it is not very overpowering. So that's with the beer. Now I'm really hungry. Can we have some snack?
Yeah, I think we should.
We had been good students, and if you are a patient student, you will get your snacks.
I think, Jervis, you shouldn't have any more beer. So our favorites,
Don't deprive me.
I'll keep it here. So I'll finish them all, okay? Don't worry. So I'm here. What's a beer without any kind of snack, especially vegetarian snack for me? So I've got this customized. This is chili paneer without garlic. It's absolutely tasty. Not a tinge of garlic, just the way I want it. Extremely spicy. I taste a lot of the chili flakes on it, and it'll definitely go well with this white ale because this has a fruity flavor. And that kind of, complements it. Absolute wonderful pair. And you also have this paneer with a lot of capsicum and colorful ones. It looks absolutely colorful. Can you not see it? It's red in color, quite fiery in nature, and kind of exudes my personality as well. Now, after all the paneer and the samplers, I've settled in on a white ale, which is my favorite. And here's some baby corn. So let me see how the baby corn is. Again, this is custom made without garlic. It's quite spicy, but there is a tinge of sweetness to it because it's baby corn after all. I see some pieces of beetroot, capsicum, as well as spring onions on top of it. It's pretty tasty, but it's a little bit too sweet for me. I guess that's a tinge of honey, something like a honey sweet potato kind of a taste that I get. But definitely a perfect snack with your beer.
Okay, what I have with me here is a chatpata chicken potli, and it's chicken in a pot. Why would you put chicken in a pot? I don't know. I don't question it because it looks really good. It looks quite artistic. So I'm just gonna take this, and what I love about this is the presentation of the food. It's just so neatly and symmetrically done. Anybody with OCD would really like it, but halfway through the meal, I think you want to finish it first. So here we go with the chatpata chicken potli. What's to love about this? It's got a nice spicy taste and feel, and it's got like a nice crispy outer layer. More than anything, it's like a samosa. It's like a samosa taken like ages beyond. It's like a future samosa. I don't know, but it's like a pottery well done. So what we have here right now is the chimichurri prawns, and I thought it was Mexican, but it's clearly Argentinian. And they tell me it's a lot of herbs. So green is good, right? This is a prawn. Mint chutney and a lot of coriander with non-veg, and the juicy flavors of the prawns are still there. You don't get too much of that overpowering seafood taste. I think it's basically because of the mint chutney that just goes well with this, and it doesn't overpower. Nothing overpowers each other, and the blend of things in these places is just something that's fascinating for me.
The beers were great, the food was spot on. If you're looking for tasty food for the Indian palate and fine beer that you will love, or if you want to have a casual conversation or let your hair down and loosen your feet for a while, Xoox should be on your list.
Well, I have a lot of beer in my system. I just cannot eat this. I'm going to parcel all of this.
Yeah, me too. I think I just want to I don't want to miss out on any of these foods that is so lovely. So I'm just going to gather everything.
Can I just parcel this beer?
No, I think you need to finish the beer. So I think you have a little baby corn to finish it. Down your beer, and then we can just go away with this food and this beer.
Quite buzzed.
I think you can just take your beer with you. It's fine. Let's just leave. Excuse me.
Cool. Until we see you next on Food Trails again. This is Jervis. and Pratibha for Asianet Newsable.